is the frequency in use. Very good. It's K4PEW net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. I know there's not any emergency trafficker. You'd already be on here screaming, I think. But if you do, call 911 first, and then you can talk to us as you, I don't know, as you wait for the fire trucks, ambulance, and the police. For information on this net, you can go to YouTube, put my call, not the word my call, but my call, K4PEW, into the search block. Hit the enter button, and it's on your keyboard in case nobody knows. And then you'll bring up this channel, and it will show this as a premiere. You click on, I guess if you click, I've never had to do it, so I'm pretty sure that's what you do. Also, you can go to our website, 146415.net. Some information on Simplex and other interesting things related to Simplex. Or you can go to our groups.io site, that's groups.io, do a search for MJSS. You can sign up for our email reminder system, and we also exchange information, technical and personal, and sell equipment and buy equipment and all those neat things. And also just we kind of ties the Middle Tennessee together. We've got about 200 and something, 205 people, I think, on that group. Or you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net if you have any questions or problems with any of those three things I just mentioned. Well, four, including the email. Net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. We conduct the net, at least tonight, on 146.415 FM. That's Simplex, of course. And then we're going to move right over to, what are we moving right over? Oh, yeah, 28.415 upper sideband. And then we're going to 223.415. This is, I think, our third week of nets in that 223 secret frequency. Purpose of this, have fun, which I think we do have fun. I know I have fun. I hope other people have fun. If you're not having fun here, you can always have fun somewhere else. You don't have to be on this net. I think we tend to be, I think, in some ways, an entry-level net for new hams. It gives them an opportunity to get on the air, Simplex, and find out what they can and can't do. And that's exactly what all of us have done. We've improved our stations, at least most of us have. I know I have. And makes a ham radio a lot more fun. As far as announcements, the big announcement is Saturday. Saturday is, well, two big announcements, really. All the nets we always do, but Saturday is the breakfast at Golden Corral and Hermitage. You can look it up on the net. I'm not going to give you the address. Golden Corral, Hermitage. And then Sunday night is the 10-meter net. Another 10-meter. We do the 10-meter net tonight, and they do another 10-meter net on the same frequency, 28.415, at 7:30 p.m., ably done by Michael, KM4YRF. Anybody have any other announcements or questions? Oh, we do have an announcement. I sent it out to the group in email, but things have gotten dry enough and long time without rain, and anybody who's not mowing their lawn knows why. And it's also created some fire hazards for those that live in wooded areas or hunt or fish out in the woods or camping. You just need to be very careful about open flames, as that area all around is very, very dry. So prevent forest fires. As Smokey. Anybody other announcements? All right, we're going to zip right through this tonight. We've got the 2-meter net, but first this is net number 837. We're starting from the west, but we're going to start out with people short on time. Please come in.
KC14Q.
Hold on, Charles. Did I hear KO4? Who was the first KO4 there?
Roy.
Oh, I thought it was. Okay, very good. How you doing, Roy?
I'm good. KO4. Okay. I'm good. Just short on time. Sorry that make my go around here.
Very good. Hope you're doing well. We'll catch you later. That was Roy, Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Kilo Echo. He is in Madison. Good signal, by the way, Roy. Sounds pretty good. Who else is? Oh, I heard Charles in there. I'm sorry. It's KC4TNQ, isn't it?
Roger. Yeah. Thank you so much, Paul. And just wanted to check in, give you a number for tonight, and I'm gonna call it evening. So everyone have a good evening, and y'all have a good one. 7:30 KC4.
All right. We'll miss you on the 220 net.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call her tonight. It's been a long day.
I'm with it. All right, very good, Charles. Good to have you in there. That's Charles in West Nashville, Kilo 4 Tango. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango, November, Quebec. Who else is short on time? Okay, no more short on time. We're moving on to, do we have any first time check-ins? So don't be shy. Okay, we had a squelch breaker, but that doesn't count. Anybody short on time? All righty, we'll move right over, starting for the West End. Please come now. Hello.
Romeo Foxtrot and Kilo November 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot.
Oh, we're not accepting Ashland City check-ins as yet. Hold on one second. I got Jeff, Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. How you doing, Jeff?
Oh, good. Well, everyone, I'm just kind of hanging out. So that was the net, playing wakeboard. So there I am.
Well, you know, as you get older, that's a big prize, staying awake for something.
Yeah, especially so used to going to bed early. I just kind of, I was anyway. My clock hasn't changed, so sometimes I fall asleep just forget about things.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Jeff?
No, that's it. Maybe one day I might get a 220 radio just to see if I can find one cheap enough.
Well, you can find one. There is a 25 watt one out there. I think it's on Amazon, but I'm not positive. Greg knows more about that. Anyway, in fact, I'll get the information and I'll send it out to the group. How's it?
That'll work. I appreciate it. WI1473.
Very good. That was Jeff in Madison. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Who else is short from the West? I'm sorry, Greg. I forgot about TJF and it's K. I'll get it right here in a second. Kilo Mike for Tango. I'm sorry, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Okay. I've only said it a million times. I started to get it right. And Kilo November for Tango Juliet Foxtrot. How you doing, Michael?
Pretty good for an old guy, Paul.
Well, you're doing all right. Yeah, signal's a little wacky tonight, and not as good as I expected to be, but conditions may be poor.
Yeah, it's kind of poor conditions here.
Yeah, very good. You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
When you coming back to the Mount Juliet?
Soon, I hope.
All right, very good. How's Rick doing?
He's good. He's like me. He's good. He's old as he is.
Well, you got to take that into account. You're doing good for an old man.
Yeah, I think he's going to get to Mexico Saturday.
Oh, awesome. Very good. Good. I'll hope to see both of you there and hope to see everybody there. But anyway, that was, you got anything else for the net?
No, that's all, Paul. Carry on.
Very good. That's Michael, Kilo November 4. I'm sorry, Kilo Mike 4 Tango Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, and his brother checked in behind him. Kilo November Kilo. I'll get it right. Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot. They're both in Ashland City. All right, Greg, you're up. Or build an antenna. Yeah, whose brand was it? Do you remember that 25 watt quad beam? All right, I'll look it up. We'll get it straight. I don't know if Jeff's still listening, but we'll get that out to the group because with a decent antenna up in the air, 25 watts would be fine. Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net? Appreciate that information, by the way. Very good. That was Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. He's in Antioch. Who else is West? Hey, Jack, you're on 25 watts? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a BTEC.
Ah, BTEC. It's not that. That's. And where did you get the BTEC? Do you remember?
I got it off Amazon. It's Bowfang, but it's supposed to be designed in the US.
Well, Bowfang has actually become synonymous with the word crap, but it really isn't.
Well, I think it's introduced a lot of people to the hobby.
Yeah, it is, and it's not a nice. Again, they're not. It's kind of, to me. I have a Bowfang, and I have a TYT, and I have what else do I have? Oh, I've got a couple of Kenwoods. But if I compare the TYT, well, let's say this: if I compare the Bowfang to either the TYT or the Kenwood, it's like comparing a Pinto to a Mercedes. It'll still get you there, but it's a little clunky.
Well, with 25 watts, how much do you got a diamond? So I'll figure I'll make up for it on the back.
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, very good, Jack. Anything else for the net?
Oh, that's all. I'll let you get on with it. Thanks for doing it.
Very good. That was Jack, and he's in Donaldson. Kilo Golf 4. Heaven forbid he ever move. I wouldn't know where to move him to. Kilo Golf 4, India, Lima, Victor. Who else is west?
Yeah, 4 WBZ.
Hello, Mr. Chris. What's up?
Y'all putting that curse in both things. I'm just working on one now. Both things. Five star. And I'll get a friend on DMR. Five star is same as fun. Get that hot spot for me too. But working just big stuff trying to get the pages set up. Other than that, check in, say hi. Get everybody out there breakfast Saturday. And turn it back over to you. Yeah, for WBZ.
Yeah, really, I don't know if you caught that. I really wasn't bashing Bofang. It just has a different level of quality, but it gets out fine. It's a good radio. It's handy. It's relatively inexpensive. I don't know what could be less expensive than unless you just bought a handful of those FRS radios. But no, Bofang's fine. I've had that Bofang's, the 8-watt Bofang dual band for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I guess. And I've used it regularly, and it holds up very well.
Yeah, I mean, they serve their purpose. They're not built for quality. They're built for budget. And hey, that's when you had it there in the hospital. I think they called it same stuff. Cheap, low end electronics. Works is designed, but not quality. But like Jack said, it's not known because they bring a lot of people in about it. Hopefully they get their feet wet. They like what they see, they like what they hear, and have fun with it. Buy up better equipment. So better equipment out there on the market for us to buy at the end. But yeah, how about that? Yeah, for it.
Yeah, very good, Chris. That was Kilo India 4 Whiskey Bravo Zulu. He's over in Hermitage, right?
Yep.
And I got it right again. I can't believe it. No, it's now Bofang. It's fine. It just doesn't have the same. Like I said, it gets out fine. It still puts out 5 or 8 watts. There's nothing wrong with it really, other than it's not as slick. I just call it. It doesn't have the same level of quality that like my old THF 6A, which is I paid with the bigger battery and the antenna. I dropped over $400, about $400 on it versus $25 for a UV5R. So. Which essentially does the same thing. Of course, the Kenwood's a tri-band, so can't count. Anyway, Chris, KI4WBZ. Who else is Wes? Hey, go ahead, Greg. Yeah, no, again, it's, as long as you can get on the air with them and it's reliable enough for you to do that regularly and you're not actually on the space shuttle where you're relying on the darn thing, who cares? Now, you won't hear me knocking Bofang in the sense it's a crap, because I'm just saying that word Bofang in a lot of people, it's synonymous with crap because it's entry level kind of stuff. But as far as I'm concerned, it's fine. I mean, it works. What you do is you just buy a label and you put a different name and put TYT on it. Nobody will know the difference. Anyway, who else is West? All right, to the south then. Please come in. I'm looking for Southern gentlemen. Hey, hold on one second. I had Larry in there. Also had Kevin in Alma. Boy, I remembered. Boy, that's phenomenal.
Hey, good job. So you asked about net control last night.
Oh yeah, well I couldn't hear Preston at all. I mean, all I could hear was noise and somewhat of his voice level.
He was running 5 watts when we started. He turned it up later than
I wondered. I thought he was either running 5 watts. He was either that, or he was mobile, or he was doing a test. I didn't know which.
Well, now you know.
Was he doing it on purpose?
I'm not sure, but he mentioned something about learning how to operate on low power, which is always good.
Well, as you know, we do a 5 watt net.
Yeah, I don't know if I can hit you from here. We'll have to try it sometime.
You might be surprised because you got a good signal on full power, and I wouldn't be surprised I can hear you on. I'm probably doing most of the hard work on this end, though.
I don't know if your thoughts like there. How copy them?
I copy you perfectly.
Yeah, I think that lost most other people, but yeah, it's good to know. Sure.
Oh yeah, no, it's just got a lot more hash in there, but it's still perfectly readable.
Sure, it's fun to push 50 watts when you got it, though.
Oh yeah, there's no reason not to. I mean, it's because I've actually operated on 5 watts all day, and then somebody says, "Hey, you sound different. What are you doing?" Nothing. He goes, "Well, you don't sound the same." I look, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm still on 5 watts. I forgot." It's just that most people can hear me on 5 watts. It's kind of funny, but except maybe Kentucky can't hear me on 5 watts. But no, in Ashland City may not be able to hear. But you've heard me tell. I tell that story. I took my HT, hooked it up to this same antenna, and did it on 0.025 watts, and they could still hear me in Nashville.
It's all about the antenna.
Yeah, very good. That was anything else for the net, Kevin?
No, I appreciate the announcement earlier. K4 KCS 73.
Yeah, no open flames out in the woods, man. None. Don't do it. Or in grassy areas, high grass. Just don't open flame anything. Very dry conditions out. I don't even smoke in my front yard. I don't smoke anyway, but you know what I'm saying. Larry, how you doing?
Good, man. Just the digital thing.
The digital thing. Which one?
Saturday night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no big deal. I mean, things happen. I don't even. I don't even think somebody told me there was people on the net because I put down a number. I think.
Okay, man. Let's get on with it before it.
Yeah, very good. Hey, listen, even I can't make all the nets, so I'm not worried about anybody else either. Man. Yeah, I appreciate what you do on that net, though. We do need somebody always on somebody on each of those 3 nets. There was Larry in Rockville, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is south? Hello, Mr. Tom. Doing okay?
Yeah, doing good, Paul. I'll say hello to all my fellow Southerners down here, and I'm doing real well. But only here, just a handful of others. I guess maybe we got some conditions that aren't so good tonight. But anyway, everything's fine this way. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, he said Southerners. I said that on the air one time on the repeater with the Bible net in the morning when they were chatting, just openly chatting, and they were talking about it. I said, well, listen, I've lived in the South for, I forget what it was, like 45 years. I said, 2 of my children are born in the South. I was married the second time in the South. And I said, although I was born in New York. And one of the guys says, well, you'll always be a Yankee to us.
Yeah. Well, actually, when I said Southerners, I was talking, I meant to your South, the guys you call to the South. But Larry, he's right down the street from me, and I heard Kevin real well, and others. So, but I've got that, I got that hash. Even on the strongest signals, I hear some kind of noise in there with the signal. So, and I think you said you've been having that too. So it's just something atmospheric. I thought maybe it was something local around here, but evidently not.
No, I don't think so. I think it's everywhere. It's just that. I think it's just weather conditions and the space, the sun conditions that are causing it, because there's no other reasonable answer to it. It is interesting, though, that if you go to 70 centimeters, there's nothing there. Nothing.
I hadn't been on 70 centimeters in quite a while. That's the only time I use 70 centimeters is when we have severe weather, and I listen to Amateur's Net, and that's about it for 70. Anyway, nothing much else. I just wanted to wave my hand and let you get on with it. GM410. Thank you for being there.
Yeah, that was Tom. Kilo Mike 4, Tango Mike, and he is in Rockville, and he's got a great signal. He could have his own net control all the way in the middle of Alabama, I think, with that tower. In fact, I think he's told me he's had several QSOs with down in Alabama. Who else is south? Did you get that antenna moved?
It's lying on the ground out in my backyard, so yes, it's out of the attic, and I was well on the way to putting it up, and I got diverted
That expels XYL to me.
Actually, it was neighbor, so I don't know what that is. He was. I own a truck, so when you own a truck, you become very popular with other folks.
Yeah, they ought to make stealth trucks, you know, so it doesn't look like a truck.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. I mean, my truck's pretty. A stealth truck, that'd be ugly with all those sharp edges and stuff on it.
I guess. No, I know what you're saying. That's what everybody does. They go, man, I got to pick up a sofa. Who owns it? That's the first. Who do I know that close by that owns a truck?
Well, his ex-wife made him go out and trim the shrubs, and Rutherford County has a brush depot that you can take your trimmings and whatnot, not trash, vegetation trimmings too, and they grind them up, turn them into mulch. And but there go, hey Tony, can you do me a favor? And so we loaded up my truck and we hauled it over there and shoved it off. And but the nice thing is you can also go over there, they got a big mulch pile over there of what they've ground up, and you can go over and get free mulch for your garden.
Oh, did they care if I'm from Wilson County?
Seriously? Probably not.
Okay, they just want to get rid of it, in other words.
Yeah, it's that pile they got probably, I don't know, 700-800 foot diameter and probably 100 foot tall. So yeah, it's a pretty good sized pile.
Wow. When I lived in Hillsborough County, they had the same deal. They had this huge, like you said, a huge pile like that of mulch, especially at Christmas season when all the trees had to be mulched.
Absolutely. But no, hopefully I'll have my 220 up probably, if not tomorrow, then surely by Friday, unless something else comes up.
All right. Remember, I'm offering my services. If you need help, my wife's off tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah, I've already had a couple other people offer to come over and watch me fall off the ladder.
No, I'm offering my wife to come over and help. I don't want to do it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, if she thin and wiry, I guess we can have her scamper up the ladder.
No, she just give moral support.
Yeah, she'll be standing there with her hands on the hips and her head rocking back and forth. Yeah, I got that already.
No, all right. Very good. Anything else for the net, Tony?
I think that's probably enough. KF4 tips.
Very good. Good news on the 220 antenna, though. I'm looking forward to seeing the results. That was Tony in Smyrna, KF4KFQ. It's KF. It's Kilo Foxtrot 4, Kilo Foxtrot, Quebec. Who else is south? Well, I had probably a triple in there, but Mike won because he's only about a mile from. How you doing, Mike? Well, you were on a week or last week or not a week ago, but yeah, you had a good trip down to the where you were. Have you been working this week? I met a guy when I went over to St. Louis last week. He was sitting next to me at the concert we were at. He was 92. He was still working, transferring cars in town, just like you do. Oh boy, yeah, that's pushing it a little bit. Anyway, anything else for the net, Mike? Well, let's hope not. That's especially out in East Tennessee. We don't want any more of those fires for sure. We don't want fires anywhere, but East Tennessee was horrendous when that happened. Anyway, that was Mike. He's here in Mount Juliet. Kilo 3, Mike, Papa Romeo. Who else is south? Very good. That was Mike. I actually doubled with him, but that's Kilo 3, Mike, Papa Romeo here in Mount Juliet. Who else is south? South or east? Mr. Eddie, you doing okay?
Yeah, doing very well. Weather's real nice. That's good. everything's done every day outside.
No, the beauty of this weather is it's great weather. I can still sit inside and say, man, it's great weather.
Yeah. But thanks for doing the net, and everybody's doing okay. And carry on, no traffic.
Very good. That was Eddie. He's in Gladeville. Whiskey 4 Bravo. I'm sorry. Yeah, Echo Bravo X-ray. Say that again. Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Nice. He's got a nice elevation, nice tower, so it gets out very well, even on low power. Who else is east? All right, I got Richard in there and his bride. There was another couple in there, but I didn't copy them because of the doubling going on. You go there doing all right, Rick?
Everything's under control, and I'll see you Saturday morning with the guest.
Ah, very good. Ham guest or XYL guest?
Yeah, go ahead. I got you almost.
Hold on, I had a little interference there. Say that again. I'm sorry.
Ham guest.
Ah, I'm not saying I don't want to meet your wife, but ham guests are great.
No, I'm bringing Brent with me. He's incapacitated at the moment, but I'm gonna bring him with me.
Oh man, he needed a wheelchair pusher.
No, he's got a I don't know what you call it, but it's a thing he sits his knee on, and he bends his leg at the near force and puts it on top of this gadget that he drives around on. One leg pushes it, the other one rests it on top of the gadget.
Oh man, you're just bringing him around for the entertainment of us making fun of him.
Probably.
No, I know what you're talking about. We used to call those scooters.
Okay, it's a scooter then.
Yeah, very good. Well, I look forward to seeing Brent. I haven't seen him in a little while. I think I saw him at the Ham Fest. I think that's where last time I saw him. Anyway, good to have you in there, Richard. That's KI4SIB and his bride, KI4SOR, Stephanie, and they're just in the west side of Lebanon. Who else is east?
KG4, DXC, Christian Royal.
Oh, KG4. And I wrote down, it's funny when you know how you can write one thing and think another? It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll sometimes write ahead. Kind of ridiculous. I'll write the next thing I should do.
Well, I got so good at typing over my, not that I'm great, don't get me wrong. This is about 20 years ago. I was typing, and I managed this fairly large group of people. And one of the guys walked in. I was still typing, and I looked up, and I was typing as I was saying, "Hey, what you need?" And I was still finishing what I wanted to type. And he was like looking at me like, "What? You can talk and type at the same time." I go, "Well, yeah, this is what I'm doing. It's kind of repetitive, so it's not magical."
Yeah, I would always cross the street. Multitasking, not good. I cannot listen to a conversation. It doesn't work.
What'd you say? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's true. It's actually trying to do 2 or 3 things at once, if that were possible, is I think the same thing as when we talk about DMR, when you're actually sharing, your brain is sharing that data and it can't do both simultaneously. Not well, anyway.
Yeah, it's basically a recipe for not 100%. You can't pay attention 100% to multiple things.
Yeah, no, I've done that. I actually, that's why I rarely, I'll apologize. Like when my wife's talking to me, sometimes I'll be deep in thought or reading or writing something. She'll say something to me. Instead of just saying, because that's a bad thing to do, I'll say, "I'm sorry, would you say that again, please?" I just wait, because I don't want to get it wrong.
I'm guilty of a few of those things.
Oh, guilty all the time. Anyway, anything else for the net, Chris? You sound like you're doing well.
No, doing good over here. Charging up some batteries. We're going to go do a little bit of flying this weekend and maybe a little bit tomorrow as well. But yeah, everything's good. 73.
Hey, you're gonna have to get up with Lee over here in Mount Juliet. He's got some really nice planes.
That's cool. You know where he flies?
He told me, but I wasn't sure the location because I'm a geographical idiot.
Next time if there's a club or a field name, just pick it up. I'd be curious.
Yeah, I'll have to let him get it because I know he also has some of those. I forget what they call them. There's a couple of different kinds of drones, as you know, but he also has the high-speed drones that you can hook up the camera, with the goggles on, and the thing is like it borders on illegal.
Yeah, it's like a FPV racing drone. I know what you're talking about. Those are really cool. That's a popular sport.
Yeah, popular, expensive sport.
Yeah, I mean, think they're crashing things for fun, kind of, sort of.
Sounds like being a hobby of horsing, owning horses or racing horses or race cars too.
That sounds expensive.
Yeah, just like those drones, I think are pretty expensive.
Yeah, well, if you're crashing pretty often, it can be. If you're just flying around and having fun, not crashing, not so much.
I don't know. Anyway, he does. I saw him. I was in his garage this past week, and he is one of the planes. I don't know. The wingspan on the one plane looked like it was about close to 5 feet something.
Yeah, there's a number of 100-inch down at the field that I fly at, so they get up there.
That's a glider or powered?
Powered, but I mean gliders as well.
Yeah, gliders have a huge wingspan.
Yeah, there's 2 meter and even bigger. Roy's a aficionado on some of those gliders, but there's some giant gliders. And the same thing goes for like float style planes too. They do on a float plane. So there's a lot in that hobby. There's so many aspects.
Yeah, a lot of ways to spend money, I'm sure. Anyway, that was Chris. He's here in I've been told he lives in Rural Hill. You can find that on a map because there's a sign. I saw it on the South Mount Juliet Road. It says Rural Hill, but I have no idea what it means. I know what the sign means. I just don't know what the area is. I just know where it is about. It's like saying, where do you live? Well, I live in the county. Anyway, that was Kilo Golf 4, Charlie X-Ray Echo. It's Chris in Rural Hill. Who else is east?
64A, the other Chris in Rural Hill.
Ah, the rural Chris is. There was another station in there too, but hold on one second. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Milestone tonight. ISS flew over about 7:45, and I'm playing around with CPRS, and actually got a couple paints done, some packets off the ISS, one from Georgia and one from Ohio.
Awesome. You're jumping feet first into that whole mess, huh?
A little bit. The radio is capable of it, so I figured I'd play around with it. And when I found out that digipeater was up on the ISS, I was like, well, let me just see what's over. Maybe I'll catch it. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, my son, who is 30 something, he wasn't real swift on. He doesn't know anything about ham radio, but he was asking me today. He goes, how come they don't fly the space shuttle anymore and they're doing the Falcon 9? I said, it's money. The Falcon 9 is $80 million a flight, and the shuttle is 1.2 billion.
Yeah, it's incredibly expensive. I think they just put the 5 next crew up, or the Falcon with 5 more up this morning, and I heard somebody saying, one of the talking heads ahead of time from NASA was saying that they, with the money they save flying on the Falcon, they can dump a ton more money into the long missions like the one going to the moon on.
Well, there's another aspect to why the shuttle was so expensive. It was really predominantly a military thing. I don't know everything. I knew some of the people involved, and they wouldn't tell me, but there was a lot of military stuff that's secret going on with satellites, et cetera, up there. And the shuttle was really a no holds barred on the money.
Yeah, I know they put a couple satellites up, but that was, of course, started flying that right during the whole Star Wars thing and everything. And I know they serviced a bunch of satellites, and I think the Air Force still has a version of the shuttle called Space Plane that goes up, stay up for a while.
Yeah, that one's unmanned. They've had it up a long time.
Right, yeah, it's the same kind of shape that the shuttle was, but it's smaller, right?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you're right. And when you look at the payloads, let me put it a different way. The payload sizes on the shuttle had to be huge, because all you got to do is look at those rockets that it's attached to get it off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have built the ISS.
No, there's no way. No, and that's why I say it was a no. If it was just to get people up in the air and launch some satellites so I could use my Android, I don't think they would have spent that much money to get through.
Yeah, but yeah, the hit from the ABRS was kind of something I think because it's dark enough you could actually see it across the sky as well.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm glad you were doing that. Anything else for the net?
No, sir. Well, I listen to everybody get really good signals from the south of us tonight. People down in Smyrna and everything that I generally can't hear. So picking up some good ones tonight. 73 y'all.
Very good. That was Chris. He's also in Rural Hill, Kilo Quebec 4, Alpha Echo Tango, messing with the ISS and some other stuff on those different modes that are upward, not sideways here. Who else is west? Yeah, east, please. Hold on, comment. How you doing there, Wes?
Doing good. I'm on the hill here at Pat Hollow. Far east, 5 watts. I've heard every station except I couldn't hear Mike and the brother duo up in Ashland City. A little far.
Well, that's a little bit of a stretch. You're going to need enough double your elevation to get them.
1240 something. According to a little app on my cell phone, but 5 watts, a little antenna, keeping one on a tree. So I've heard everybody else, but I heard some break spells, but that's about it.
Yeah, very good. You remember when you were using the app at my home a couple of years ago, and you said this is north, and I said no, it's not. I got the real magnetic compass out. your compass app wasn't giving the right information, so I don't trust those apps all the time.
Yeah, I got a couple old-fashioned compasses at home. So now it's a cool night up here. Moonlight is making everything look like a southern novel here. All right, I'll be listening to you before.
Very good. That was Wes. He's over there in I'll just call it. Is it Northeast Wilson? We'll call it.
I'm south of Watertown. I think it's a chain of hills that makes up the eastern, southeastern topography of the county.
Oh, okay. You're in that property. I thought you were over at the house there on the north side. Very good. Down there near Watertown. That's where Wes is, and he was copying most stations except for Ashland City. But he's up at 1,000 feet on the hill, so he's doing good. That was Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. Who else is east?
Whiskey 8 Papa Lima Alpha, and Richard had a comment.
No, we don't care what Richard has to say. You know that. Richard, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to tell you, Wes, you jumped over him a couple of times. I just want to let you know that you need to turn your 700 around a little bit.
Well, he was only doing 5 watts down there on that 1,000-foot hill.
What's my signal strength?
Give me another one. I wasn't looking at the screen.
Yeah, you're full scale on HD. I'll take AE4 5 watts.
5 watts gives you an S7 here.
You're full scale on me, Wes.
Yeah, it's awesome, really. See, it's just amazing what elevation and 5 watts will do in a decent antenna.
You're full scale in Lebanon, Wes. Feeling good. All right, thanks for this.
Very good. I think I heard Mr. Phillip over in Tucker's Crossroads. How you doing?
Well, it's all doing pretty good. Just been out playing a little HF today. Got a little inverted D set up in the backyard on a jackknife pole and making some contacts there. Got Spain today, so I think it was pretty good. And then I think yesterday I got Panama, so just been having a little fun on some HF lately.
Well, the neat thing about I'll just say that most people who don't have these monster towers and these monster antennas and these monster amps, I've always been, the term serendipity, and that's what most of my contacts is like. Holy crap! I just talked to Holland, or holy crap! It's like they're stations you're not expecting to hear.
Oh, exactly. It don't take much. I just took a T-post and drove it to the ground a little bit and got that pole zip tied to it and some plastic fence posts that are off to the side. You got it elevated off the ground and man, I've just been having a blast with that. Of course, I got a new ICOM 7300 and those coupled together just seem great.
Oh yeah, no question about it. Good equipment helps, but it's the antenna that's the good conditions, because you can scream all you want even with a great antenna and nobody's going to answer you if the conditions aren't there.
Oh, that's right. Well, Paul, that's all I've got. So I'm going to set up and let you get on with it. WHPLA, back in control.
Very good. That's Phillip and Tucker's Crossroads. That's east of Lebanon, November 8, Papa Lima Alpha. Who else is east? Hey, Stan, I think it was 2 days ago you called out on 220 and I answered you. And I answered you more than once, and I think you had your volume turned down.
Could have been, Paul.
I just thought I'd give you a warning because I've never done that personally. Other people do it. I don't make those kind of mistakes.
We all make mistakes, Paul.
Oh, I know that. Everything going all right for you, Stan?
going pretty good. How about with you?
Oh yeah, going well. I'm having a good time. Anyway, anything else for the Nets, Dan?
No, that's all, Paul. Like that. Okay, for good.
Very good. That was Stan. He's in Lebanon, just a little bit north of downtown. Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east? Hey, how you doing there, Earl?
Yeah, I'm kind of drowning in a swamp of questions. Not enough answers to be found. Days ago, I was looking at the word in the dictionary, and that word don't exist. I wonder, how were we? But anyway, it really adds confusion to society by trying to find the correct answer.
Oh, I'll bet. Was it a really odd word, was it?
Well, it was actually what them people call themselves. It's tree trimmers, you know. It's kind of like the Arbor Day thing and whatnot, like this, that, and other, you know. So they did, somebody looking for a tree trimmer, things like that. Anyway, I had this car you came by today, down to do the investment. Call themselves a harvest, ISS, or something like that on the end of Arbor. Kind of sounds like Arbor, but anyway, and that word don't exist.
Oh, an you mean arborist, I-S-T, A-R-B-O-R-I-S-T? I don't think I've ever heard anybody use that term.
Well, maybe that's why it's not in a dictionary. I got students up there, one for elementary school and one for above and beyond that. Crazy is one of those their college students things. I got a big enough magnifying glass.
Well, oddly, I went through that a few years ago when I realized somebody said, what's a, and I don't even know if it's in the dictionary. If you look up a radioist, and it's a word that's been used a long time ago. I don't know if it's even used at all. Also, I was my mother was in a hospital. They called, now I can't even think of the right term now. They don't call them hospital physicians. They call them, man, I forget what they call them. They work in the hospital. They're employed by the hospital. They call it another name like that, like a, I forget now what the heck the word is, but it's freaky. We come up with new words every year.
They're called a hospitalist.
Yeah, hospitalist. It sounds funky to me because why isn't a nurse a hospitalist?
Because she's not a physician, he is.
Yeah, but if he's a physician, why wouldn't you call him a physician? It makes a lot more sense.
And it's another one of those dime store words they came up with to confuse the general public. I guess the only thing I figured. Yeah, words, I think.
Well, I'm identifying as a hospitalist now.
I guess I we wanted to take the back slang dictionary.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why everybody's got to come up with these special words. The old ones seem to work pretty well. And all they do is confuse me when they come up with these crazy words like hospitalist and arborist. Really? Arborist? What the hell is this? Anyway, anything else for the net, Earl?
No, not really. I just big on getting on and follow through with my elementary, middle school solar panel class experiment I got going on, trying to figure out all these acronyms on battery types, this, that, and other. That's about all I got. I hope everybody's having a good first time before, a good fall before winter gets here. Stand up tall while you're doing all that fall stuff. Like you put it on the back, close to the sky to the ground. That's on the top. But anyway, y'all be good, be careful. We'll catch you when we can. This is Navy or DVD's Stick City or Cedar City. That's why.
Very good. That was Earl. He's just east of the what do you call it? The park over there, Cedars 11 Park. He's in Noreen. Great signal out of Noreen. That's Earl. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Anybody else east? Up to the north.
WB0 and 1.
Hello, Mark. Anything good for the net?
No, don't really have much good. Heard you talking about drones and stuff, and I actually dug mine out. I haven't had it out in about 3 years, and trying to rejuvenate batteries.
Just be glad they don't have the old kind of flying things with that the fuel and the engines, and boy, what a mess that would be.
Huh? Yeah, I did that years and years ago with the big U control. Never got into radio control. Too much money. And the other was too, but sometimes you do it anyway.
How it's like a lot of things that are hobbies. Why do you do it? Well, because I can. That's why.
Yep, that's why. But that's got to be a hoot to fly drones, racing drones. My gosh, I've watched a little of that. Those guys are just incredible. I don't know how they do it. I can hardly keep from hitting the garage.
I think you have to be pretty quick. I'm gathering. I don't know how fast do those go?
Oh, I don't know. Scale, it seems like they're going 200 miles an hour, but I don't know what they're doing. Probably 40 or 50.
I'll have to look that up on YouTube. I'm sure there's some videos there.
Oh, yep. Everything's on YouTube. So, I'd say I don't really have anything for the net. Just been sitting here and enjoying it.
Yeah, very good. My brother did. He said he was looking for something, and I said he's looking something about me on the web, which isn't hard to find. If you type in Paul Wilazinski, you'll end up with more crap, and you know what to do with. And I said, well, listen. He said, well, I was looking on YouTube, and he put in the term Wilazinski ham, and it was just a few oddball things that came up. And I said, well, just put in my call on YouTube, and I said you can get more of me than you'll ever want to see.
Oh yeah, I'll bet. Well, you're into everything, so and you're famous, at least in your own mind.
Oh, I'm a legend in my own mind, that's for certain.
Right. Yeah, you say just put Wilazinski in the Google search box. Yeah, that would be really hard for me to do.
Yeah, I know it. But no, you just it's funny because there's a bunch of I have a whole bunch of stuff in regarding Navy stuff. There's some more stuff in I've got on Flickr several thousand pictures on there. Plus I've got the ham radio stuff on there. So yeah, when you can it comes up, there's like an endless list of things, and some of them are pictures. They're not of me or anything I did. They're pictures that other people gave me that I posted regarding the Navy life. So people go, well, that doesn't look like him. Well, it's because it's not me. Anyway, anything else for the net, Mark?
Nope, that's it. I'll be listening.
Very good. Hope to see you on Saturday if you can make it. It's Whiskey. I'm sorry. It's yeah, Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar, and he's in Northwest Wilson. Anybody else know it? Anybody, anyplace, anywhere?
Kilo Charlie 9, Echo Tango Sierra, Paul, North Mount Juliet.
Ah, the traveling Paul. How you doing?
Home for a minute. Enjoying the nice weather. A bit dry, as you're saying, but like a cool night.
Oh yeah, no, the weather's fantastic. I mean, the day and night, it's been great in the last few days. And it's a nice. Of course, in another month, we're going to be complaining about it's too cold. You know.
I know, this is like just right now. If we could just stay right here, that'd be great.
I don't care. I again, having been raised in the north, and I've never gotten that out of my system. It can be, even if it's at freezing, I will go get the mail or go do something in the yard for a few minutes, and I might not be wearing a shirt.
Oh, you go to a whole package game without a shirt on.
Well, that's because they're crazy.
Yeah, they're a bit nuts.
Same thing with the guys in Buffalo. They're going to build a brand new stadium without a dome. I'm like, okay, fine, that's yours, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't really mind it either. It's just good camping weather right now.
Well, it's not a question that it doesn't bother me or not. It does bother people because it affects you physiologically, whether you like it or not. Fact is, you just get used to the abuse in cold weather.
Oh yeah. I just I don't miss going out and warming up the car for 20 minutes every time you want to go somewhere, scraping the ice. But do miss the snow a little bit. It's kind of fun, snowmobiling and all the ice fishing and stuff.
In the dead of winter, one of my odd memories is my dad. He'd be coming home, and I'd see him come in the driveway, and he parked in the garage behind the house. But he took a little while to come in the house. It's because he was removing the battery and brought it in the house to keep it warm at night, so it would start the car in the morning.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, is there a block heater still a thing? Does anybody do that anymore?
I don't know if they do it here, but yeah, that's a common thing up in the severe winters of, I think, Wisconsin and Alaska and the North Dakota, maybe.
Yeah. I go up and visit there. When I was a kid, you used to see everybody with the cords hanging out the front of the grill of their cars and trucks, but you don't really see that anymore.
I think I'd just get an infrared heater. That's what I would do.
Oh, it's sticking in your hood?
Oh, you could just have it. You could just stick it underneath the car, right in front, under the front grill, in front of the bumper, and blow it up underneath the engine.
Yeah, well, they do the trick.
It'd probably do the trick, all right. Anyway, I guess you'd have to be careful no matter what you do, because you certainly don't want to start a fire. Anyway, anything else for the net there, Paul?
The way my car's dripped oil, it probably burned it down, but no, all good. Thanks for doing that.
Very good. Kilo Charlie 9, Echo Tango Sierra. That's Paul here in Mount Juliet, just closer to the river than me. Anybody else north or anywhere?
KO4OTB.
I said anywhere, not nowhere.
Then you know where I'm at.
Very good, Joe. You doing okay?
Man, not bad. I was off tomorrow, and I thought, man, I wonder if the net's still going. I just got home, and I turned the radio on when I pulled the garage, and I thought, sure, good deal, it's on. I didn't know how long they went on Wednesday. I'm usually in bed, but that's great, man. I'm glad it's still on. Yeah,
I'm glad we stayed on long enough to catch it. Of course, you can always check in early. You can always check in late. I mean, I'll check in 2 weeks later.
I wonder how that worked too. I didn't know if you'd go back in there. I don't know how you keep up with all this stuff, but I don't know if you write it down for each date or how that works. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, I do, but you don't want to see it. It looks like a witch's brew of paper and scribbles.
I don't doubt it. I know mine probably look the same way, but I'll tell you, I don't know how in the world you do it. Which I know you probably got a lot more time on your hands than I got right now, but I love it. I love getting on these nets every chance I get, and I try to even check into the Tennessee phone net at 6:30 because that's the only one I'm usually awake for because I have to get up so early.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, it's I think of it's just one. I don't know. I talked enough about this and that, and the fact is, it's fun. I wouldn't do 800 something nets if it wasn't fun. If I don't enjoy it, but also in a sense, and I don't really think of it every day that way, but it's a public service to others, including scanner listeners if they're out there, and maybe they will get them into ham radio because they see we're having fun. You know that.
Oh yeah, that's kind of how I started. I mean, I got a scanner right here that I listened to you guys on for many years. And it wasn't until 2020 when the bombing happened, which I've probably told you this many times. But yeah, that was what made me, actually come through it. When the AT&T stuff went down, I mean, I had no cell phone, no internet, I had nothing. And I had a little cheap Bofang that I had ended up programming for like a little portable scanner. I never talked on it, which I don't think it even worked out here where I live anyway. But I loved having it just for scanning purposes. And it didn't really work that great for police and EMS. You have some analog out here in Cheatham County that they still use, but other than that, it was pretty dormant most of the time. But yeah, when that happened, it was nonstop. I mean, I got more information from the Franklin repeater. I guess it's Brentwood N4CLO out there, Laura. Man, they did such a great job. What a great team of folks they had for that, man. I really appreciated it. But that's pretty much what got me in it. And then I asked you, I think on a YouTube video, and you told me just to get like a 50-watt radio and, go from there. So, that's kind of how it all rolled into play. But yeah, that's kind of how it all happened for me anyhow. Yeah,
that's cool. Did you lose any? You lost internet and phone.
Oh yeah, I had nothing. I had a TV, but they did no crap. The people that she had on her net, they knew which sectors were coming up, which one were getting up to. I mean, they had all the information that a person would possibly want.
Oh yeah, no, plus I had several people locally here, right in Mount Juliet. Well, within the sound of my voice that I knew here in just this general area, when I wanted, and they said, no, I'm going to tell you what, they'll tell you what floor the deal was on in the building. They knew the building because they'd worked in it and at it.
Yeah, that was kind of like this. Which I didn't get that detailed. I don't think I got any information like that. But I tell you, they knew like when the internet was going to come up, and like they like well, about 30 minutes. The South Side sector over here of South Nashville, 37208 zip code will be showing up within the next half hour. And I mean, it was like that. But I didn't have anything for like 4 days, if I remember correct.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah. Well, that was a odd event because I think it also showed that I'll say communications and public safety had some holes in it that they needed to fix.
Well, I tell you this, it really sparked my interest into the hobby, to say the least, which I'm glad it did because I love it so much now. That's all I want to do when I'm at home. But it's such a useful tool. I mean, when you think about it, it lets me know how vulnerable our modern communications are versus the old technology. Because I think this is going to work no matter what. As long as you've got some sort of battery power to, back it up, everything go down. You can still talk even with a little fold out solar panel.
I don't want to give anybody any hints, but a guy with a 22 rifle in a matter of a couple hours could take out 6 or 8 cell phone towers.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about it. And, that's the thing. I'm in communications, and I know how vulnerable it is. And, it's like, it's so easy to really destroy a lot of stuff pretty quick if you wanted to. But I'm with you. I'm not trying to give any hints either. But at the same time, it's like, I'm glad I have a license now to be able to transmit on these frequencies, because without it, I learned real quick. I can't get out to the open world out here with anything, really. I mean, I just go back to a tin can and a string.
Yeah, but you have to have something connected at the other end on that string.
Exactly.
Anyway, anything else for the net there, Joel?
No, that's it. Are y'all doing any other nets tonight?
10 meters, as soon as we get out of here.
Okay, 10 meters. Okay, I'll be over there in a minute.
Very good. That was Joel, and he is kind of west of Jolton in the game preserve. I think he's part of the preserve. That's KO4OTV, Joel, up there in the northwest sector. Who else? Anybody? Right now we're calling for sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, and lackeys. Hey, Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
It's is it Alpha Oscar Juliet? Is that correct?
Alpha Oscar Juliet, correct.
Yeah, I had a little brain freeze as I was writing it. Like I said, that's what I thought it was, but I wasn't positive. How you doing? You waiting to be last?
Oh yeah, usually because I don't get a half of people, so I just want to be sure that everybody else is not close.
Oh, you're doing fine. You're S9 to me, so you can butt in anytime. I'd notice you. Yeah, how you doing over there?
It's okay overall.
Yeah, they do, and that's what the fun of it is. Really, just fun. It's even fun when you know big tasks are coming to an end because you're anticipating what the next one's going to be.
Yeah, my wife Saturday, so
Oh, I forgot where you told me. Where was she for this period of time?
She was abroad for a while, and then fly back.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I'm glad that's. How long was she gone?
We worked together.
Well, that's long enough. I know I've been away from my family for as many as let's say the longest was probably 7.5 months, and that's a long time.
Yep.
Come on, I'm getting it's Alpha Oscar Juliet, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. What threw me was you hadn't updated your QRZ site there, and it just shows Greenville, which I know that's where you used to be. Yeah, I don't know what you have to do to change it in, because I thought they picked up that change on QRZ out of the FCC.
I don't know. I think they would go automatically, but guess they don't.
Well, I would advise you go into the help thing on QRZ or send them a note and say, yeah, I need to update that because I'm pretty sure you can do it through them.
Okay, I'll check it.
All right. Anything else for that there, Allison?
No, thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Very good. That's Allison. He's over in, it says on the QRZ he's in Greenville, but that's not true. He's over, is it Brentwood? Do I have that right?
Nashville at the very border of Antioch.
Oh, that's right. Nashville, Southeast Nashville. I call that near Antioch. Very good. And it's Kilo, Quebec 4, Alpha, Oscar, Juliet. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? Hey, you're bringing up the rear there, are you? How you doing, Charles? Well, very good. That's a long day.
Yeah, and I got my antenna probably 80 feet now.
Oh, God. Oh, you got a good signal here, Charles.
Good evening, everyone. Maybe I'll be there Saturday. I'm hoping to get this truck fixed with the wiring still messed up. Still blowing fuses somewhere.
Yeah, that's that could be a problem. I wouldn't want to drive around without taillights or whatever, or turn signal. Very good. That's Charles. He's over in the Joelton, Ashland City area. Kilo Golf 4, Sierra, Foxtrot. And a really decent signal out of that area. He says he got his antenna up about 80 feet up in the air. Who else? Anybody? Anyplace, anywhere? All righty, then we'll move right over to 10 meters unless I hear somebody complaining or crying or screaming.
I have a question for you,
You got a question, Richard?
I do. On the Kenwood THF6, I'm trying to get to the 220 frequency. I've gotten there to a point, but I'm having to go into the menu and change the. I'm trying to think what the. If I can think what I'm trying to say. The number, the megahertz you jump when you're tuning. You follow me?
Yeah. Now listen, you're gonna number one. You need to go to the B band, not the A band.
I did.
Okay, you got to be in the B band, and then you can rotate through those in the band button through 2 meters, 70 centimeters a second. It'll run you through a bunch of bands, including some HF bands, and you'll just end up in the 200 something category, and then you can hit that megahertz button to make the change from there.
Well, I've got it at 223, 400, and I'm trying to. The next jump it goes to 420. I'm trying to get it to where it'll be 5 kilohertz increments, and I'm having a hard time getting that. It will go there, but I'm having a hard time making it take it.
Yeah, you have to change it because you get it. You can. I forget what the button is, but you can do it in 5 kilohertz entries. Let's see, 5. I think it's 5, 10, 20. I forget 5, 10, 20 or 5, 10, 25. I forget in increments or 5. I forget what it is now. But you can change if you change it to 5, then you can screw around with the VFO all you want, and you'll jump anywhere you want to do in 5 kilohertz increments.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I'm having a hard time getting the radio to take that. I've gotten it to the 4 or 5 times, but I've tried pushing the fine tune button again, the function button again, and keying it up, and it doesn't take it to do it that way. I'm missing something there about how to get it to stay on the 5 kilohertz increment.
Okay, here's what I want to tell you to do. It's the answer, so pay attention. You hit the F button, which doesn't stand for what you think it does. It stands for function. And then you go to the one you can read that says fine. It's the 0 button, and above it, it's the step. And you can scroll through the steps. Mine says 5 kilohertz.
That's what I've got it on. But how do you set it to stay there? When I try and set it, it will go back to 20.
I believe you just go back. Do you hit the F button when you do the function button when you're done?
I think maybe it took that time. Hang on. Nope, it clicked twice, but it went back to jumping 20 megahertz.
I don't know why that would be. Hold on. Hate to take this time. Let me get back with you. You gonna be around later, or you got to go do something?
No, I'll be here. I'm on 10 meter right now, waiting on y'all. I'm sorry. I just go ahead. I'll try and get this on my own.
All right, very good. Oh, we'll figure it out. All right, K4PEW, going over to 10 meters, 28415. Yeah, you got to be in VFO. That's right. Anyway, appreciate the input on that. Earl, hold on. I'm going over 28415. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with mounted Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 28415. Looking for check-ins from the wherever I was, west. Please come in. All right, I had a whole bunch in there from the west. I got Michael in there, KN4TJF, and you're checking in KM4. What do you call it? I forgot his call. YRF. There we go. I was writing them down backwards here. Anyway, we got KM4 YRF and Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot, both in Ashland City area. Very good. Who else is west? All right, I got you in there, Jeff. You sound pretty good. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf, and he's in Madison. That's Jeff. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Who else is west? I can hear a station out there, but it's very, very weak. I've got headphones on and I still can't hear it. Danny, how come you're so quiet? Try it again, Danny. Okay, I don't know who it was. Okay, good. I was going to say, I can't believe it was you. Who is in there now?
It's Joel.
Ah, weak Joel. Okay, very good. What we got him in is a KO40 TV with he's normally very good from that location. Tell him his signal stinks. He might be talking. I don't know. Is anybody telling? I don't want to hate to break it up.
Yeah, he is. KG4 ILV. I'm checking in.
All righty. Yeah, somebody needs to tell him to be quiet because he's already got a bad signal. Jack, very good. So I need to get his phone number so I can text him to be quiet. Anyway, that's Kilo Golf for India Lima Victor is Jack, and he's in Donaldson. Who else is west? Very good. We got KG4CVE, and that's Greg in Antioch. Who else is west? All right, I heard KI4WBZ. That was you, wasn't it, Chris? Yo, Chris. I just want to make sure it was you, KI4WBZ. Very good. You sound okay. Little down in the mud, but I can hear you. Oh, I'm sure you can. Jeff's got a good signal out of Madison. Down to where you are, it's probably much better. Anyway, who else is west? Anybody west or south? West or south? Am I not copying anybody west or south? Who is that? Is it November Bravo uniform? Yeah, I'm not copying that at all. Or... Delta November. You said Delta November Delta. Oh yeah, I don't know that. I don't know though. I appreciate him checking in though. I guess he must be able to copy me. Okay, very good. Now I'm not sure which one it is. Tell him to email me. Please tell me. Anyway, that's Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Sound pretty good there, Earl. Anybody else, wherever I want, south or east? All right, I got both of those in there. Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo and KI4 SOR. Yeah, you sound better than normal there, Richard. We'll get after it. Well, don't worry. I'm sure we can figure it out. Who else is east? Oh, south or east?
KG4, KXE, Chris and Royal.
Very good, Chris. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo in Rural Hill. Who else is west or east? Yeah, very good. Boy, that antenna's not doing good for coming over to me. I can hear you, but you're very readable but low. How's that, Phil? Anyway, that's Whiskey 8, Papa Lima Alpha, over in the Tucker's Crossroads. Who else is east or north? KO4GON, Danny in West Gallatin. Great signal for you, Danny. How are you copying others today? Okay, very good. I was just wondering because it's not all that good tonight. It's okay in some cases, but others not so good. That was Danny, Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Oscar November in the West Gallatin. Who else is east or north?
WD0.
You sound real good there. You got a big signal tonight there, Mark.
Well, that's good. My 100 watts aren't any bigger than they used to be.
No, but again, you're close enough, and I guess it's the right path tonight. It sounds great. It sounds, very. It's a very a robust signal, robust audio. The signal's not huge. It's the big audio.
Yep. Well, that's good. I'm hearing about half of them, I think.
Yeah, I can hear most of them, but some of them are pretty weak. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar, and that's Mark in Northwest Wilson. Who else is east or north?
Kilo Charlie 9 Echo Tango Sierra.
Oh, it's a big night tonight, boy. We got Paul, Kilo Charlie 9 Echo Tango Sierra here in Mount Juliet. Yeah, you got a big signal, but that's not surprising. Who was the other station in there from north? So it's north or east? Very good. That's what you. I wasn't sure who it was, so that's why I said. Anyway, that's Stan over in Lebanon. Good signal tonight. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Anybody else east? I do have you in there, Earl. Very good. That's Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu over there east of Cedars 11. Who else is east or north? Anybody else east? We had a lot of people in here tonight, that's for sure. Anybody else east or north? Or anywhere? Is anybody hearing anything I can't? Boy, that was 18 people checking in. That's unbelievable. That's a big night for 10 meters. I tell you, everybody who's on the air, you need to make sure you check in. Give Mike a big number here on Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Sunday night. Anybody else, please come down.
I was expecting it to be big from DX, not locally. That's great.
Oh, yeah, I was too, Greg. I was afraid there was going to be a bunch of DX because I'd rather have it a local net, quite honestly. But no, I thought it was going to be a big on 10 meters, but it's shut down for long distance stuff. Anyway, we're going to go over to 223, 415, and that's where we'll be. So thanks for checking in, and make sure to go over Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. on the same frequency. And I'm signing off this portion, and I'm gonna move right over to the 223 415 for those few of us that have it. It's very exclusive, so you guys got to get up to speed. K4PW. Yeah, who's the contact? Is there a contact there?
Oh, good night.
Yeah, good night, John Boy.
Good night, Michael. Good night, Rick.
All right. Good night, everybody. I'm moving over to 220, I should say. K4P.
How's the power kid? What are you doing?
All right. Let's get started on our monster calling. We had 18. We got to beat 18 on 10 meters. Say that again, Jack.
Good night.
I was surprised, really. We normally don't have that many check-ins on 10 meters. We normally get 8 or 9 or 10 or so, and that's a big night for a local check-in.
I thought there would be a lot of DX check-ins.
Yeah, I'm thankful there wasn't. I'd rather have. If I thought there was, I was actually thinking about asking Mike to take over because he's good on that DX stuff. He likes it. I don't. I'd rather have it as a local net.
Or ILV, I guess is better ID.
It's 220. You don't have to.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, what you doing in here, man? It's good to hear you.
I thought I'd walk outside and see if you could hear me.
I'm hearing you fine. What are you using tonight?
I have a Kenwood S6.
Oh, very good. Just with the regular handheld, huh?
Yes, sir. I got a diamond antenna on it. But
Yeah, one of those multi-band, like 17 or 18 inches tall. That one.
yeah.
Oh, it's working great. Jack, are you copying Danny over in West Gallatin? Oh, excellent, excellent. So you don't even need a big antenna, Dan.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to see if it worked.
Awesome. Hey, now you're in the club, whether you like it or not.
There you go. I've never talked on 220 before.
That's what they all say.
All right, I'm going back inside. See what you're doing.
All right, good to have you in there, Danny. Don't be a stranger on 220. We're in here quite often. We just sit and monitor it, and somebody will jump in there. Of course, 2 or 3 of us are retired, so we can do that.
Yeah, right.
Very good. Have a good night, Danny.
You do. Look forward to it. All righty.
Yeah, he gave us. Yeah, I've never been here before, you know.
Rick. 84 TV.
Is there somebody else in there besides Greg and Jeff?
I thought I heard Jack incorrect, so I may have been heard. There might have been somebody else in there. This is me. Okay, I got you. I could not quite hear Danny. I could, it was down on my noise level.
Yeah, I just remembered how to change that step frequency on that THF6A. So I got to get back to Richard here in a little bit later, not right now. If he gets a 220 radio, then I'll talk to him.
Where's he located?
He's just west of downtown Lebanon, I don't know, a mile or so. Not very far.
Might be a stretch, I mean, depending on his antenna.
Well, I don't think he has a 220. Well, he's got 220 on the handheld, but he doesn't have. Yeah, he might not do too badly a 220 on his. He's got a 2-meter antenna, 510 antenna up. I want to say it's 40 feet in the air.
Radios that are coming aboard.
Say that again, Jack.
There's 2 or 3 more people with 220 radios.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Wes said he'd be coming in here, and Stan is in there, and I'm trying to think. I got Danny in there too. That's awesome, and I don't know who else.
Well, Lisa's down.
It's going to ruin the band. I can just see all these scanner listeners out there reprogramming their radio.
The old days, they'd be buying new crystals.
That's right. Now the crystals, were those for individual frequencies in those old scanners?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, so you'd have to have a bunch of them if you were trying to do. And how many crystals could you put in there?
I guess 16 channels would be pushing it. Most of the Bearcat and the frequencies were a little less than that, but I bet some of them were 16.
So you could have a drawer full of crystals.
I did.
Well, how much did the crystals run?
They were probably $5. $5.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, $5 back then was is worth about 50 now, I think.
2 crystal each for each TV channel to the IF frequency. Right. I still have some of them. I'm afraid to go with them. Yeah, I've got a little Ziploc bag full of crystals for scanners and TVs.
Put them on eBay.
Oh no, these are values in my heart.
You hate to get rid of stuff like that, don't you?
Mentos. I have my original 4-channel crystal control radio shock scanner, little black thing that my dad got me for police officers with that. I still have that thing. It was probably worth. What year would that have been, Greg? Let's say 71 or 2.
Yeah, I've got my dad's old Radio Shack handheld scanner. Had a BNC connector on the top for the antenna, and I think I could put 10 frequencies in.
Programmable?
Yeah, it was one of the early programmable ones, probably from, I'm going to say the 70s, maybe.
Yeah, I was just in heaven when they became programmable.
Yeah, he had his program. I never messed with, I never talked to him about it much. I knew he had done that, but the frequencies he would monitor would be mostly fire, police, the Forest Service, and the city utility people. Just the stuff that's just the routine. Yeah, I don't know if he had any ham radio in there. I don't think he did.
Surprisingly enough, Radio Shack had some good scanners. Yeah, they were some of the best. But my favorite was the Pro 2006, like 200 channel. It was really nice.
Yeah, very good. Well, I think we're not doing anything really substantive, so we can keep talking. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut down because we're not making for an exciting crew here. For if there's an audience ever on this YouTube video, so I'm going to close out the net. So hold on one second. We can stay, but I'm doing this, and there we go. And I have to actually hit the end button twice, I guess.